And we have the final paper for this evening, and that is by Ms. Nirosha Wedasinghe, and she will talk to us about a topic which is again very pertinent, national development by bridging the disability digital divide in Sri Lanka. Now we are talking about buying electronic saris which can change the color every day. We are talking about disappearing or making Vice Chancellor look-alike disappeared. But there is a group of people who became disabled due to the war, and they are unable to access this digital wonder world that we are very conveniently living in. So Nirosha is also a lecturer in the KDU, and she holds a BSc in Computing and Information Systems from the London Metropolitan University, UK, and Masters in IT from Charles Sturt University, Australia. And she is like my friend Nico and myself. We are in the same course together, so I'm really proud to introduce you, Nirosha. And she is also reading for her PhD in this prestigious Kotalawala Defense University. So over to you, Nirosha.
Thank you, Chair, for the kind introduction. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, KDU, to give an opportunity to present my today's topic titled as Nation Development by Bridging the Disability Digital Divide in Sri Lanka. So within next 10 minutes time, I would like to discuss about introduction, literature review, research area, objectives, research methodology, findings and recommendations. ICT for National Development. The Sri Lankan development strategy more focuses on rebuilding the nation after the humanitarian operations in 2009. The development of information communication technology, we call as the ICT, sector rises to fulfill the national requirement. Sri Lanka ICT literacy was 4% in 2003, and it became the 50% according to the ICTA statistics in 2014. So let's move to the digital divide. So what is digital divide? Digital divide, or we call as digital split. It's a social issue referring to the differing amount of information between those who have access to the ICT and those who do not have access. The term became very popular among concerned parties such as scholars, policymakers, and different groups in late 1990s. So let's move to the disability digital divide. Broadly speaking on digital divide, the differently able community experiences difficulties in use of ICT. This is known as the disability digital divide. Therefore, this community is isolated in the society. Bridging the disability digital divide enables them to use equal opportunities. Move on to the next. According to the Futures and Horrocks studies, dimensions of the digital divide are divided into different areas. Economical areas, political capital, cultural capital, origin, language, a person's ability, geography, age, gender, family status, and ethnicity. So in our research, we move on to the disability digital divide, which is caused by the person's ability. So objective of this research is to propose ICT related training framework which is focused to national development in order to bridging the disability digital divide. On to the research methodology. This study apply a mixed approach. Field and literature survey have been conducted to do this research. This research consists of two phases. In the first phase, the study on technology adoption for differently able community is found out via literature survey. Second phase included a field survey to find data related to dependent and independent variables. The primary data was collected through observation and interviews done at Sri Lanka Army, Sri Lanka Light Infantry Unit at Panagoda. Around 40 KDU ICT undergraduate students participate as research assistants to interview the participants. Structured interviews were conducted. The study interviewed 340 differently able people under different themes. Based on the technology adoption theory, data were collected and proposed the framework. Theory used for this study. according to the Rogers technology adoption theory, define an adopter category as a classification of individual within a social system on the basis of innovativeness. In the book Diffusion of Innovation, Rogers suggested a total of 5 categories of adopters in order to standardize the usage of adopter categories in diffusion research. The adoption of an innovation follows an S-curve when plotted over a length of time. The categories of adopters are innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. So move on to the digital divide index. So it means as the study through the literature, it's divided into 10 ICT facilities were classified into 3 categories: basic facilities, intermediate ICT facilities, and advanced ICT facilities. It is further classified in this table. The basic ICT facilities were considered as telephone usage, web access, which means by information search and email use, and day-to-day computer use for the other activity. Then intermediate ICT facilities divided into 4 types, such as office application use, multimedia use, screen reader software use, and social media use. Move on to the advanced ICT facilities. It's again divided into 3 subcategories, such as IT administration type of work, software design and development related work, and high-tech technology use, such as CAD/CAM operations. Digital divide index measured by calculating the total values of the respective ICT values divided by the number of ICT facilities taken into consideration, and it measured based on the 5 categories discussed in the Rogers technology adoption theory. So discuss about the descriptive statistics. Survey results classified into 3 themes to identify the current ICT knowledge, relevance of ICT for job-related activities, and final interest of ICT for future needs. Most of the participants aged of 25 with poor English knowledge and from operational level management. Then we question about the current relevancy of ICT to do their jobs. The research shows most of them who are in the medium management level use computers, mostly it was office package. And finally, we are questioned about the interest of ICT for future needs. The people who were interested age around 25 and the low and medium management level. So use of technology, according to the classification discussed earlier, respondent for the different categories of ICT facilities is in this table. Out of all the facilities, 98 of use telephone when it's come telephone usage, when it come to the computer and web access, only 60%, and 58% use these facilities. When it discuss on the intermediate facilities, office application package highly used among the participants. It notes that usage of the advanced ICT facilities are significantly less among the community. It causes difficulties faced by them using such facilities and many other reasons. So you can see it with this bar chart, how the basic ICT facilities more used by them and advanced facilities is less. So adoptions of ICT facilities, so this diagram shows you to ICT adoption according to the Rogers theory, the technology adoptions. It clearly shows that participants are clearly adopters for basic ICT facilities. First diagram it shows, and it's not intermediate and advanced level facilities. When it's go to these 2 sectors, it's go to the laggard stage. So move on to the national development. As all we know, after completed humanitarian operations in year 2009, vision of the country more focuses to the nation development. In the areas shown in this picture, according to the web development.lk, so it focuses on to the health, agriculture, fisheries, tourism, urban development, power and energy, the port aviation and highways. The needs of ICT for national development, according to these criteria, the literature found that ISIT tools and tech applications identify which required in different development areas. They classified in the above table different requirements. So as a conclusion, 3 different types of ICT facilities are used by the differently able community in Sri Lanka. Basic, intermediate and advanced were analyzed. Basic level facilities which are used by the differently able community are not sufficient for the nation development. use and knowledge of high and medium level ICT applications are less among the community. So the recommendations proposed to training bridging the disabled digital divide in the country. So two main categories. First one is the basic ICT requirement, and the basic IT requirement, general application required, the training required to bridging the disability digital divide. The training requirements are basically for the basic ones like word processing, workbook preparations, presentations, graphic, programming, HTML creations. The next section more focused in the development areas, which is related to port and aviation related application, tools and applications required by the these people, and health and related application, agriculture related more focused applications, which I have shown in earlier, fishery related application, tourism related, urban related, and power and energy relations. So those are the references I have used to produce this one. And finally, I would like to give my gratitude to KDU and KDU Center of the IT Support and Director Lieutenant Colonel Suresh Pakshavira, who funded and highly support to this project. Without him, I won't be able to do this project. And Administration Authority of the Sri Lanka Light Infantry Unit, Sri Lanka Army at Panagoda, and especially student of the ICT batch, those who are in this forum, very much appreciate. I think they have learned a lot from this research, and finally all the KDU to support me for this project. Thank you.